Yo, what is good guys? It is your boy Wax here, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make the list box work as well as adding stuff to the script hub. So yeah, let's go ahead and start. So I'm going to make these videos a little quicker just because I'm usually strapped for time, so I want to make these and then be able to go on with my day. So to make the list box work, you just want to go to your cheat. If you followed all the instructions up to this point, your cheat should look at least something like mine, or just have the general layout of buttons and abilities or whatnot. So if you haven't already followed part 1 and part 2, this is part 3, and those pretty much they build off each other, so you'd have to go back and watch those. But if you've already watched part 1 and part 2, let's go ahead and start. So you want to right click this, or pretty much just anywhere, and you want to hit view code. Make sure that you have everything pretty much like in your code from part 1 and part 2, because as I said before, they do build off each other. And then once you've made sure, we're gonna go back to our main window here, and we're going to go ahead and add a new event. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and go to the grid. So if I can get the grid, yeah, so type grid, name, no name. We could really just call this grid, but honestly I don't really know what to call it, so yeah, I'm gonna just call it grid. And I'm also gonna call this list. Okay, and so now that we have our list box and we have our grid, if we can try and click that, there we go. We want to go to this little lightning bolt, and then we want to find the loaded. So for some reason I've noticed that on recording you guys can't see like these boxes, so when you find loaded you're gonna see like a rectangle, and then just go to that rectangle and then just go ahead and I'm gonna just call it grid loaded. Alright, so now that we have a grid loaded statement, we're just going to go ahead and start making our list work. So you just want to do this dot list dot items clear, so just make sure there isn't anything in the list at the moment, so that I can kind of refresh it. Then we're gonna do a for each statement, so let's do that. So for each, I'm gonna call each file. Just remember, all scripts will be in the Discord. If you have not already joined the Discord, it will be in the description below. So it's gonna be similar to our open file dialog, but I'll be showing you how to actually get this directory in a second. Get files, and then star txt or asterisk, whatever you want to call it. And so what we want to do with those txt files is we want to add it to the list. So we do that. File info, we want it to actually show the name of it so you can differentiate between each script. And I don't know why this is capital. Did I name it? Oh, I did not name it. Yeah, we want the one that we called. We don't want the green one. We want the one that we called up here. So yeah, then you want to be able to add txt. So now you're able to actually add txt, but what you also want to add is .lua. So let's go ahead and also make a for each statement for Lua files. Pretty much you can go ahead and just copy this whole statement right here, and then file info 2, and then .lua. And just to get this like known or whatever, I am referencing like other scripts. I think I said this in the last video, but I do a lot of research just to put it all into one area, so that it's easier for you guys to actually make your exploits. But yeah, I do a bit of research, and there were other like how to make exploit videos where I did get some of the scripts, and I did it like I was able to kind of compile everything and get it all here. And basically what this is basically just a tutorial using all those scripts and all those references from Outer X to, like, you know, things like Stack Overflow, stuff like that, just helpful online things. And I'm putting it all in together basically, and I'm making it so that it's easy to understand, and you could obviously, you know, go about your day a lot easier with this easy little guide here. And yeah, so this should make the script hub work, or I mean the script list work. I guess we could go ahead and try it out. So let's do that. Oh yeah, it's probably gonna break. Yeah, the reason that this won't start at all is because we don't actually have this directory. So let's go ahead and make that. So wherever you actually have your exploit, you just want to go to the folder of it. You can easily do that by going here and then searching, you know, your exploit name. But I have it on my desktop, so I'm gonna go to the bin folder, debug, bin again, and then in this bin folder, actually no, you don't have to go into bin. So when you're just in this folder where you have, you know, all your stuff, including that bin file where you added the Lua file from I think this was part 2, you want to go ahead, actually no, I think that was part 1. So you want to go ahead and add a new folder and call it scripts. In here we just gonna add a new text document, and I'm gonna just call it anything. So like, just because it's very quick and easy to do. So I have our script there, and we're gonna close out of that. So now we're gonna go ahead and start our exploit. It should work as normal, and as you can see, print.txt is right in there. And as you can see, when we click on it, nothing happens, but it does actually show up in our list box, and that's the main part of that part of the tutorial. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make it so you can actually click on the list item and it'll show up in your editor. So just let's go ahead and click on our list. If you're on the screwdriver, go ahead and go over to the lightning bolt. In here, you want to find a selection changed box. Let me see if I can find it. Alright, selection change. We're just gonna name this list underscore selection changed. Just like that. In here, we're gonna go ahead and make a bool value. Call it flag. This list selected index equals -1. So it just makes it so you can click on the item. It's just true or false if it's selected, and then if it's selected, then it'll go ahead and make that value so that I can actually import it into the editor. So let's actually make all of that work. So we're gonna put this, we're gonna put our bool value here so that if it is true, then if it is selected, then we're gonna get the name. So let me show you how to do that. Get the name of your editor. Mine is called script holder. I've referenced it a few times. It is just, you want to click on whatever your your editor is. You want to click on it, get the name. You can copy it, then you can go back to your scripts, go ahead and paste it, and then .text equals file .read all text in the scripts folder plus this list selected item to string. Alright, so now if we actually run our exploit and we hit this, it should show up in our thing here, and it is there. You can edit it, you can add lines, everything like that. So yeah, now we made the list box work. Now I'm going to actually show you how to add something to your script hub. Alright, so let's get started on the actual designing of what we want our script in the script hub to look like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an image so that they can actually see like visually what they are injecting or what they're executing. So let me make a perfect square. Picture's pretty dark. So yeah, we have our little example here. Alright, so the way that we'll actually do the execution part is we're going to add a text editor to our workspace. This is something that we added in part 1, so if you have not watched part 1 up to this point, go ahead and go do that. Add, Avalon editor to your workspace or whatever. Add a text box and just make it super small, like super tiny, and then put it, I'm gonna put mine like right next to the image, but I'm gonna just make it super tiny. It doesn't matter where you put it. Right there, it's just so small I couldn't even click on it. So yeah, I'm gonna make it super tiny. And then in the search bar, just search text. And then in this text box, put the script that you want to execute. So I'm gonna just put the dark text log string right there. And then I'm going to also go into brush and make everything no brush. So that should not actually mess with your text, because if you type text, it'll still be there. So now that we have this, we're just going to name this dark text v4, right? So that'll be our dark text, and then we're just gonna call this dex x exe, so it's like execution. Then we're just going to make a button click function, which you can do by double clicking on the button. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So on this click, basically you just want to do you want to first, before anything, go back to main window script and then find where you got Kato, or you made the Kato variable. Then you want to go back to your script hub, and then you want to put it in here, remember, inside public partial class script hub window. And then you want to go ahead and also put it using Kato API in here as well, so that this works. Now we're gonna go down here and do Kato.execute script, and then in here we're going to do darktext v4.text. So this will execute anything that is the text of darktext v4. So currently it looks like Kato's having an issue with executions, so I can't show you that in game, but when that is fixed, it should work. This is basically how you would do it. Let me quickly no brush this and then make this super small again. Let's also go to scroll. Let's make these both hidden. You can even disable them if you really want to, but yeah. So that's how you make the script hub work, and that is how you make the list box work. So that is gonna do it for this video, just because it's been a bit. Next video I will show definitively how to do animations and make everything look a little bit prettier. So that'll just be for comfortability, but this video just caps off how to make the executor pretty much. So yeah, but if you want to make it look better and you want to make it smoother and cleaner, those will be the upcoming videos after this. But this is the last video on actually how to make it, because there's not really much more that I can add. Maybe in the future, not too far in the future, like maybe even like 2 videos from now, I'll show you guys how to do like an options for like auto injects and all that for like extra stuff. But yeah, this should be your fully functioning executor, and I hope this tutorial helps a lot of y'all. out there, y'all been asking for this third tutorial, so here y'all go. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next part.